Pokemon Horizons episode 64 left fans with major questions after an emotional rollercoaster. Liko and Amethio, on opposite sides of good and evil, are trapped in a cave left for dead by Spinel and a gate. I couldn't believe it either. Characters trying to unalive each other in Pokemon? But here's the real question. Could this mean Amethio is about to switch sides and join Liko and the Rising Volt tacklers? Let's dive into this wild theory. With the events of the last episode, it's clear that Amethio is now aware that the explorers just tried to unalive him. If there's ever been a time for Amethio to turn good or become an anti-hero, it's now. We're at a major turning point for his character and his relationships with the rest of the explorers. Spinel and Agate already mentioned that they wanted Gibeon's grandson to disappear because he was an eyesore to the organization and a threat to their plans. In other words, they tried to unalive him because he's a danger to what Spinel is trying to achieve. There is no plan B. They don't expect Amethio to make it out of the cave alive. In their minds, he's already gone, and their next step is to cover up how he died. At this point, there really is no going back. I mean, how can anyone be chill or even somewhat mutual with someone who literally tried to unalive them not too long ago? It's totally unrealistic. Sure, anime isn't real life, and in other shows like Dragon Ball Z, former villains like Vegeta or Piccolo tried to unalive Goku, but they eventually become his friends. However, it didn't happen overnight. It took time, even years. And with the way Pokemon Horizons is going, there is no time for characters to suddenly get along in just one day. So, I just don't see Amethio wanting to be in the same room as Spinel and the rest after this. It doesn't get worse than someone trying to unalive you. So, where does that leave Amethio now? He practically has nowhere to go. HQ is off limits, and so is his mentor Hamba. He could possibly stay with Konya and Zerk, who clearly love and respect him as their leader. But since they're a part of the organization, if Amethio is completely done with the explorers, that's not an option either. This leaves us with one big glaring possibility, and it's one many fans have been hoping for. Amethio joining the Rising Volt tacklers. Huh? Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. Amethio, who has beef with the Rising Volt tacklers, becoming friends with them? Okay, maybe not friends yet, but allies. It's definitely possible. With everything I mentioned earlier, all signs point to the potential tease of Amethio leaving the explorers, making it even more likely in this week's episode, episode 65. Liko and Amethio are still trapped in the cave, and as we saw in the preview, they'll have some time to talk around a fire, likely because it's getting dark or cold. On top of that, the preview also showed flashbacks of Amethio at the HQ, which tells me we're about to get some backstory and juicy lore. We'll learn about how he joined the explorers, his role in the group, and why he's involved, all of which will be revealed to our girl Liko. I can definitely see a moment where Liko suggests to Amethio, "Why don't you fight alongside us? You don't have to follow the organization's orders." That would be a crazy moment. And if Horizons pulls this off, it would make this scene hit differently. Amethio would probably get angry at first, but eventually come to realize what Liko is saying. Just as Liko says this, something might happen in the cave, maybe rescue arrives, or Amethio could just calmly accept what she says. But I'm leaning to one of the first two options. While all these signs point to Amethio possibly turning good, there's still plenty of reason to believe he won't. And now, let's dive into why he might stay loyal to the explorers. As much as it's possible for Amethio to become good, there's also a chance he won't. Horizons might just brush over the whole situation and not take the unaliving attempt by Spinel and Agate seriously. Amethio could end up returning to the HQ with even more hatred and a grudge against Spinel, essentially playing off the whole thing as if nothing happened. What I'm getting at is that their dynamic might remain the same. Everything could stay unchanged except for Amethio being less inclined to cooperate with Spinel, which would create major issues for the explorers in upcoming villain arcs. As trash as it sounds, there's a real chance this could happen, and I really hope it doesn't. Many fans would be angered and disappointed if Horizons just takes this route, as it would undermine the seriousness of this whole current situation and strip Amethio of depth. If Amethio simply disregards the fact that someone tried to unalive him and continues to work for the organization just for his grandfather's sake, it would be unsettling for many viewers. It's a scenario that just doesn't sit well with me and likely a lot of you. This is just my opinion, but it would make for a rather dull storyline if Amethio just doesn't turn good. What would be the point of all of this drama if it doesn't lead to a significant character development? There's a great opportunity for Liko and Amethio to connect on a deeper level, and being trapped in the cave might actually set the stage for this pivotal moment. If they're going to have this intense encounter, why not use it as a major turning point in the plot? Making Amethio an anti-hero could lead to some exciting developments, and here's why I think it would be a compelling direction. It would be a huge missed opportunity to not make Amethio turn good. This moment is now or never. If something similar to happen in the future, it just wouldn't have the same impact. The setup for Amethio going down the anti-hero route is perfectly positioned right now. The writers have a golden opportunity to take this path, they just need to seize it. Since the series started and we were introduced to Amethio, I've been firmly on the anti-hero Amethio arc train, and it finally feels like the train is starting to move. I believe this arc would fit his character perfectly. Amethio's "I don't need friends" and emotionally detached demeanor makes him a great candidate for a transformation. If he evolves from a hardened loner to someone who can learn to appreciate those around him, even if he doesn't always show his emotions, it could make him have one of the best character arcs in the Pokemon anime, including Ash Ketchum's series. Yes, I have that much faith and see that much potential in Amethio's character, which is one of the main reasons I want this to happen. Funny enough, many people are now saying that Amethio is on a similar path to Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender, that he might be the Zuko of the Pokemon anime. Zuko's character arc is iconic, and if Amethio's journey mirrors it, he could become a standout character in his own right. For those who don't know, Zuko undergoes a profound transformation from a driven antagonist to a complex anti-hero, ultimately seeking redemption and finding his place. If Amethio's arc is executed with the same depth and nuance, he could follow in Zuko's footsteps and become a truly memorable character in the Pokemon series. It would be incredibly cool to see Amethio transition from a former villain to an ally of the Rising Voltacklers, especially as these new arcs unfold with escalating stakes potentially reaching a worldwide level. Having Amethio on their side would make their team even stronger. This shift could also reignite the rivalry between Freed and Amethio, allowing them to grow stronger together while also respecting each other's strengths. They could become a formidable rival duo on the battlefield. Overall, it would be amazing to see Amethio and Freed fighting side by side, not as enemies, but as true allies, making their teamwork even more compelling. And for my last reason as to why Amethio should become an anti-hero, it would just be so damn cool. It's as simple as that, literally. So, will Amethio become good, stay on his current evil path, or perhaps embrace an anti-hero arc? We've explored all the angles, and it's clear that whatever direction he takes, it will be pivotal. Everyone, don't miss out on Pokemon Horizons episode 65. We are sure to get some juicy moments and major reveals that can change everything. Stay tuned, this is one episode you won't want to miss. What do you think about the 3 possibilities for Amethio: becoming good, sticking with his current path, or embracing an anti-hero arc? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please be sure to give the video a like and subscribe. It really helps me out a ton to make more content like this for all of you. It's been your boy. Thank you all for watching.